day before Christmas now.
Roy, I hope this ain't a wild goose chase. Oh, it's too bad we couldn't pick up those tracks this morning.
Yeah, if that shower hadn't come along. Well, we can't let an innocent man stay in jail if we can help it. Jim Gorman's all right, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Say, do you know anything about this Daniels fellow, Pat?
No, except that he and his buddy leased this place about 10 days ago. Dale remembered that she'd seen him on a black horse a couple times and then on a gray.
Well, a gray horse was stolen from near Zenith last week. Of course, Daniels may be able to prove he's owned the gray he rides for years, and in that case, I wouldn't know what to do next except go hunting.
Well, we'll soon find out. Who there?
Who, Trigger? Steady, boy. Who?
Hey, there's that Daniels fella out by the barn. He don't look much like a rancher, does he?
No, he doesn't. And if he expects to run a big place like this,
What's up there, strangers? Oh, hello. You're Rogers and Brady, aren't you?
we sure are, Mr. Daniels.
Well, I suppose you came out to pay a little pre-Christmas call. Come on in the house.
We haven't got time for that, Mr. Daniels.
We heard you moved in here with a fine gray horse, and, well, maybe he's for sale.
Well, yes, I do have a gray horse, and he might be for sale. At a price, though. He isn't the most tractable animal I've ever known, but he's a beauty, all right. Come on. He's in the barn.
Well, I'm sorry we haven't gotten over to call on you before, Mr. Daniels. I've been pretty busy around my own spread trying to get things cleared up so Pat and I could take a little hunting trip.
Oh, that's all right. Lots of time for visiting. I expect to be around these parts for a long time. Well, here we are. Hey, there he is. The gray ghost in person.
Hey, he's quite an animal. I don't blame you for being proud of him. Had him long?
Raised him from a colt. When I saw the little fellow standing at his mother's side, that dappled gray hide gleaming in the sunlight, I knew he was the horse for me.
I guess there's something you didn't know, though, Daniels.
What's that?
That a gray colt isn't born gray. They're solid black except for some hairs on their mane and tail. You stole this horse, didn't you?
Look, you can't talk to me like that, Rogers. I can prove I own him.
And I can prove that you were in the general store in Mineral City last night, after hours.
What? What are you talking about?
One of the teeth is broken off the rowel on your right spur. And I've got a hunch it's going to match...
Long! Help!
Oh, no, you don't, Daniel. Don't move. Don't reach for those guns.
Long! Long!
Let me get in on this, Roy.
I'm coming, Daniel.
Hey, look out, Roy. Up the haymow there.
I see him. Oh! That'll hold him for a second. Here, Pat, you handle Daniels.
Hey, look out, Long! Pull up the ladder!
I don't need a ladder to get up there.
That was fun jump, Roy. Now pull yourself up.
I'm here, Pat. Now you with the rifle.
Don't. We'll fall over the edge.
That isn't so far. I jumped up here without too much trouble.
Let me go. I don't know anything about the general store robbery.
Oh, no? Sounds to me like you do. And when you wake up, you can tell the sheriff about it. How are you coming, Pat?
I'm coming fine, but you sure can't say the same about Daniels.
Nice going, Pat. Now let's get these two tied up and into Mineral City. If we want to get started on our hunting trip before dark, we'll have to hurry.
Yeah, we sure will. Because we still have to bring Jess's father out from town to the Double R Bar, too.
Yeah, Dale and Jess will be getting anxious. Let's go.
But I thought Daddy was coming back with you, Roy. And it's dark already.
Well, he and Pat will be here any minute, honey. They had a couple of errands to do.
Okay. Come on, boy, let's play. Oh, I wish I had a dog like you.
Roy, are you sure everything is all right?
You bet it is, Dale. The sheriff wanted to talk to Jim about a job he can get for him. So I figured I'd just mosey back to see how you and Jess were making out.
Oh, we've had a wonderful day, Roy. I guess the Eureka isn't going to be open for Christmas Eve, but shucks, there probably wouldn't have been any business anyway.
Roy, what's this thing over here in the corner?
Well, that's my guitar.
Oh, do you make music on it?
Well, sort of.
Oh, here. Play me a song.
All right, honey.
Sing me one, too.
Jess, you've had a busy day here on the ranch. Why don't you climb up here in my lap and kind of rest for a minute till your daddy gets here,
Okay, I like it on your lap.
Something sort of soft and nice, huh, Roy?
Sure. How's this? Close your sleepy eyes, my little buckaroo, while the light of western skies is shining down on you. Don't you know it's time for bed? Another day is through. So go to sleep, my little buckaroo. Don't you realize, my little buckaroo, it was from a little acorn that the oak tree grew. And remember that your dad was once a kid like you. So go to sleep, my little buckaroo. Soon you're gonna ride the reins like grown-up cowgirls do. Now it's time that you were rounding up a dream or two. So go to sleep, my little buckaroo.
Jess took the song to heart, Roy. My, but she's had a busy day.
Good. Pat and I didn't get much hunting done, but maybe one day it'll be enough for us, if we can ever get going.
Well, it looks like you can start right now.
Well, sir, here we are. There she is, Jim.
Yes, I'm sorry I was so long, but
She's asleep.
No, I'm not. I was just dressing. Why don't you sit here and hold me a while, Daddy?
Gosh, do you mind, Roy and Dale?
Well, I should say not. You just sit here and enjoy the fire, and when Jess is ready to go to bed, there's room all set for both of you.
Roy, you and me got things to do, so let's get started.
All right.
I think I'll just walk outside with you for a couple of minutes.
I'll talk to you before we leave, Jim. Everything all right?
Fine, Roy. I'd like to talk to you, too. To try to say thanks.
Daddy, they're the most wonderful animals around here.
Boy, it's sure a fine night to head for the hills, isn't it, Pat?
Golly, yes. Only there's one little errand I ought to do. You know, they had some dandy tin Jeeps, just like Nellie Bell in the general store, and they're going to be open late tonight, and I just thought
Well, as long as you're going into town, maybe I can ride in with you.
Dale, I figure as long as you weren't going to open up tonight, maybe you'd like to ride over to Bob Nimitz' ranch with me for a few minutes and...
Oh? What for?
Well, they had a litter of puppies over there about 7 weeks ago, and I thought I'd go over and get one. You know, sort of a little surprise for Jess when she wakes up in the morning.
Oh, all right, Roy.
ought to time out just about right.
And then the three of us can meet back here and head for the mountains.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going cougar hunting with you two characters.
Well, I didn't mean way up in the mountains, Dale. We'll say about 2,500 feet up in the foothills. There's some real nice little fir trees growing, and I thought if we went up and got a nice one, it'd be fun to watch Jess in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Well, shucks, Pat, we can go cougar hunting any time.
Oh, yeah, sure can. Why, I think tree hunting's a much better idea. Wow. Aren't those stars bright tonight?
They sure are. Hey, look at that big one right overhead. I don't remember seeing that one before.
Gosh, that is a nice one. I don't remember seeing it either.
You don't? You've never noticed that star before?
No.
Why, that's been there for ages. People saw it for the first time almost 2,000 years ago.
Well, it's Christmas, and I'll bet a lot of you thought today would never roll around. Christmas always seems to take a long time coming, but it sure is worth waiting for, isn't it, Dale?
I'll say it is, Roy. And I just hope all of our friends are having as fine a day as we are. I can see that Pat agrees.
I sure do, Dale. And speaking for all the gang here at the ranch, we hope Christmas brought you folks everything you wished for.
Yes, and we hope that Santa left your stockings just bulging with good things. But the best wish we have for you is for the true spirit of Christmas to stay with you all through the year. You know, the spirit of giving is a good thing to have with you all the time. And peace on earth, goodwill toward men, is well worth keeping in mind every single day of the year. I know you all agree with me on that. And now our sponsor, Post Cereals, who bring you Great Nuts Flakes, Sugar Crisp, and so many other good cereals, join Dale, Pat, and all of us here at the ranch in sending you best wishes for the holiday season. Yes, from our Post family to your family, Merry, Merry Christmas and the happiest New Year ever. And for now, goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. See you next week.
Featured in today's cast were Frank Hemingway, Herb Butterfield, Dorothy Brown, Ken Peters, and Stan Farrar. This is Art Ballinger speaking for Post Great Nuts Flakes. Stay tuned for the latest news brought to you by Log Cabin Syrup.